So today we wanted to demonstrate to you some of the work that we're doing in some of the various drains that are all over Macomb County. We have about 900 drains in Macomb County, and even though my title is the Macomb County Public Works Commissioner, back in the day they always called it the Drain Commissioner, and in my brain I still think of myself in many ways as a Drain Commissioner. You might even hear the thunder in the background. We're standing out here in one of these thunderbusters right now, but our guys are working. Nothing stops us. We're like the mailman. We're going through. We keep coming. But anyway, this is the Plum Brook Drain. This particular drain is in Sterling Heights. It runs, it's a very long drain. It runs through a number of neighborhoods, through the backs of some of the neighborhoods, backyards of some of the neighborhoods. It runs sort of along 16 Mile by Shaner, by Dodge Park, Plum Brook, all in through that area. And you know, the thing about these drains, these are old agricultural drains back in the day. And if the video is showing you here, you can see this water is flowing like crazy. And of course it's pouring rain right now. About a half an hour ago, before it started raining, you could actually see the bottom of this drain. Now it's already sort of milky, it's churned up, etc. And it's draining, it's working, it's running, because we have been cleaning out a lot of blockages in this drain, but we have a long way to go yet because there hasn't been any maintenance on so many of these drains literally in decades. And they serve a very important function for our county on different levels, really. First of all, you know, we say that these drains shouldn't just be some place where people dump garbage in. They could be a huge asset to the community, our quality of life. They're beautiful. And just before we started this videotaping going, too bad we didn't get the deer cued on time, but they were looking at a deer that was running through here. So there's all kinds of critters here. Our natural friends are out here in these drains, and so that's just another sidebar to it all. But how can we make sure the drains do what they were designed to do, which is to alleviate flooding that could happen because of some drains that are underground, enclosed storm drains, like if you're in an improved subdivision and you know you've got catch basins in your street, that water flows down the catch basin, so now it's out of sight, but really it shouldn't be out of mind because it doesn't just disappear. It eventually finds its way into one of these drains. The drains eventually find their way into the Clinton River, which of course eventually finds its way into Lake St. Clair. So we are trying to clean these drains out. We're looking at bank erosion and different kinds of sediments that are flowing through these drains and how we can stabilize that so we don't have all of that happening, and how we can make sure these drains are alleviating any flooding that might happen in different neighborhoods. And so you can see behind me here, this is a very small example of some of the debris in different sort of dams that we find that have locked in here. And when I use that term, I'm sort of laughing because we were just looking before we started filming this video. There are beavers through this particular dam, and a lot of the trees that we have had to remove. We feel a little bad because the beavers did an awful lot of work to knock those trees down, but they're damming up our drains, you beavers, and we love the beavers, but we got to make sure the drains are working. So we're out here cleaning up a lot of huge trees and logs and debris, and just making sure these drains are working. And as I say, they really are. They're beautiful. They're beautiful, and they can be. Some of them are not so beautiful, but they can be beautiful. And so we are really working diligently, and we're in every community practically in Macomb County. Obviously, the more northerly communities in our county have a lot more open drains. So we've done work in Harrison Township, in Macomb Township, in Shelby Township, and here we are in Sterling Heights. We've been up in Washington Township, Bruce Township. We've been all around. We're going to be also doing some work on drains in the southern part of our county as well, down in Warren, Roseville, East Point, St. Clair Shores. In fact, in that case, what we are actually doing in the southern communities, there's a number of old, they've been there forever, decades, very large enclosed storm drains. So they are like 11 foot in diameter. For instance, there's one that runs from essentially the Macomb Mall, runs all the way down Masonic, and then it dead ends and discharges into Lake St. Clair at Veterans Park, Memorial Park, right at Jefferson and in St. Clair Shores and Masonic there. and there's 3 of these drains that we're doing work on. And what we're looking there, first of all, we're inspecting to make sure that the pipe is in good shape, or if it needs improvements or what have you. But most importantly, what we're looking at with those storm drains in the really improved, if you will, the densely populated areas of Macomb County, is to see whether or not there's any illicit connections. And guess what? No surprise, we already found one. For instance, in East Point, a drain that runs from East Point runs all the way down in dead ends in St. Clair Shores and on the lake, right by Blossom Heath, if any of you are familiar with where that is, in St. Clair Shores by Jefferson there. We found that there was an apartment building that for over 30 years has been discharging all their sanitary right into this storm drain directly, which directly went into Lake St. Clair. About 250,000 gallons a year for over 30 years. The people that live in that apartment building had no idea. They were as horrified as we were. But something happened back in the day. Again, nobody was looking at this stuff. But we're going to look at it. We're looking at everything. And in that case, East Point, I mean, we found the illicit connection. We called the mayor of East Point. They had a contractor out there in a day. Done. Fixed. And so we're working very closely with Roseville, East Point, St. Clair Shores. They've been terrific. And the leaders in every one of our communities have been fantastic because they are very excited about the work that's being undertaken here. They knew it had to be done. And so we're partnering with all of them, if I could say that. And it's all about team. It's about all of us working together to do the very best job that we can, make sure these drains work, and that the people of Macomb County are advantaged by that because we are in public service here. So anyway, this is the Plum Brook Drain, standing out here in the rain at the Plum Brook Drain. But it's nice to see the raindrops and see all the rain is draining in the drain. That's what we're trying to do here. So thanks for joining us today.